Hello there, ATS 315 students. This is Dr. John Schragi, and I want to show you a little something about a tool that we're going to be using in this assignment that I'm not sure I mentioned in any of the previous lectures and would be definitely worth going through again. It's going to be a little tool that I call the SkipToEndOfLine function. I don't remember where I originally got it. A friend of mine gave me the SkipToEndOfLine function a little bit, but it's something that you're going to add to like your metcalc.c library. In fact, if I just dig around here, here's a copy of it. The text of this webpage that you're on right now will also have it, but it's just this totally mysterious little line: void SkipToEndOfLine, file star fscanf, but just literally just put that in exactly that way into your metcalc library, okay? And because this is a really powerful tool that you'll find lots of uses for, both in this class and in your future life, and I mean, this is a useful tool. Now, to demonstrate what is so great about the SkipToEndOfLine function, I'm just going to work with a little program that I've been putting together over here called Demonstrate Skip. All it's going to do here, you can see I've opened up the math library and the standard input and output library. You can see here I've got my metcalc library included. And all I've done here is I've got myself a little file pointer to a file, and I'm opening up, as it happens, the my.output file that we've used a couple times before. And I actually have that file over here in this other window, which you can see, you know, here's one number, here's another, here's another. I think we used this in one of the assignments, assignment 7 or something like that. Anyway, okay, so here's just a little file that I'm just reading. Look what I'm doing here. All I did is I scanned in, fscanf, from the input file, a floating point number that I'm going to call value. And then I'm going to print the current value of value is blah. Okay. So what's going to happen is it's going to read in one number. It's going to read in 62.2, 22206. Okay. Then, and print that out. And then I'm going to have it go again, and it's going to read from that same file, it's going to read in the next value and print that out. And so it'll be reading, and it'll read in 308.429, whatever, blah, 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 and it'll print that out. Okay, so let's just show you what's going on right here. And if I go ahead and compile this guy, demonstrate skip.c minus lm, there you go, compile him up and run him, look what I get. I get the current value is 62.2, the current value is 308. So I read this number and printed it, and then it read this number and it printed it. Okay, now let me show you what you could do with that SkipToEndOfLine function. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to say, what if we put in here, between these two fscanf statements, I'm going to put in here SkipToEndOfLine. And I'm going to give it the file handle of the file that I'm trying to skip to the end of line on. Okay, so SkipToEndOfLine fin. What's going to happen now is pretty slick. We're going to open up our file. It's going to say scan in. It's going to read in the first value from the file. It's going to read this guy in right here. Okay. Then it's going to say SkipToEndOfFile. So the file head, the reader is right here. And it's going to skip all this stuff about 308 and, 35 and so on. It's going to skip to the end of the file. I mean, sorry, the end of the line. So it's going to be at the end of this line. If you want to think of it as the beginning of the next line, that's great. That's where the file read pointer is. And then it will read the next value. And so it'll read in a value. And you'll get 81.87. So we're going to, the first time we'll read, we'll get 62. And then the second time we read, we'll have gotten 81. Because between there, we'll have skipped to the end of line marker. It'll skip the rest of that line. So watch, if I take this program now, recompile it, and run it, current value is 62, current value is 81. So see, it read this one, and then it skipped these numbers, and moved on to the next line. Man, this can be useful in all kinds of ways in this class. We're going to be using this little SkipToEndOfLine function is going to happen a lot. Let me just give you an example of it. Here is an example of the kind of file we're going to be working with, a current_SAOWXP file. And if I just open this guy up, current_SAOWXP, it's full of weather observations, 5,000 some odd weather observations. Here is the station identifier, this is a code for the temperature, a code for the dew point, etc. And at some point we get to altimeter station code or something like that, and then all these comments are in here. And we don't want to read all these comments. I don't care about these comments. I want to move on to the next observation. So you're going to have read in, like, you know, this station's temperature and dew point, and this is the wind speed and direction, and this is this, and this is this, and so on, until you get as far as we want into this observation, and then you can just skip the rest of this using the SkipToEndOfLine function. That's just going to be one of many ways that we're going to be able to do cool things using the SkipToEndOfLine function. Alright, mess around with this, but you do need this in the current assignment, and please let me know if you have any questions. This has been Dr. John Schrage.